Hey guys, welcome back to our Pearl Lemon YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing periodic tenancy agreements. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first things first, what is a periodic tenancy? So a periodic tenancy can be described as a type of tenancy agreement that continues on a week-by-week or month-by-month basis. So this basically means that there is no set end date to the tenancy and it will continue until either the landlord or the tenant gives notice to end it. Number two, so how is it different from a fixed term tenancy? Okay, so the main difference between a periodic tenancy and a fixed term tenancy is that a fixed term tenancy has a set end date. So this means that the tenancy will automatically end on that date unless the landlord and the tenant agrees to extend it. So now that we know what a periodic tenancy is and its difference from a fixed term tenancy, let us now dive into the pros and cons of a periodic tenancy agreement. So in terms of the pros, number one, it has flexibility. So periodic tenancies offer more flexibility than fixed term tenancies, as you are not tied into a long-term agreement, and this can be helpful if you are unsure as to how long you would want to stay in the property. Number two, periodic tenancies have no early termination fees. So if you need to move out before the end of a fixed term tenancy, you may have to pay an early termination fee. This is not the case with periodic tenancies though. Number three, it has security of tenure. So periodic tenants have some of the same legal protection as tenants with other types of agreements, such as the right to a fair rent and the right to live in the property without unreasonable disturbances. So now that we've gone through the pros, let us dive into the cons. Number one, periodic tenancies have less security. So this means periodic tenancies offer less security than fixed term tenancies, as your landlord can give you notice to end the tenancy at any time, and this means that you could be forced to move out with short notice. Number two, there is uncertainty about rent increases. So the rent for a periodic tenancy can be increased at any time as long as the landlord gives you proper notice. This can make it difficult to budget for your housing cost. And number three, it is difficult to obtain a mortgage. So if you are looking to buy a property, it may be difficult to get a mortgage if you are currently living in a periodic tenancy, and this is because lenders may view a periodic tenancy as less secure than a fixed term tenancy. So now that we went through the pros and the cons of a periodic tenancy, let's go through the important points just to remember and keep in mind in terms of periodic tenancies. So number one, notice period. So both the landlord and tenant must give proper notice to end a periodic tenancy. Remember, the length of the notice period will depend on the terms of the agreement and the laws in your area. Number two, rent increases. So in terms of rent increases, landlords are required to give proper notice of any rent increase. Remember, the amount of the rent increase will be limited by law in some areas. Number three, in terms of repairs and maintenance, landlords are responsible for carrying out repairs to the property, but tenants are also responsible for looking after the property and report any problems to the landlord promptly. And number three, in terms of ending the tenancy, if you want to end your periodic tenancy, you must give your landlord proper notice in writing. Remember, the length of the notice period will depend on the terms of the agreement and the laws in your area. So here you have it, guys, everything you need to know about periodic tenancies. So if you are considering entering a periodic tenancy, it is important to carefully read and understand the terms of the agreement and to be aware of your rights and responsibilities as a tenant. So thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more legal tips and advice. Till the next video, bye.